Hi, this is Dr. Anita McLaughlin, and thank you for joining me again for a diamond moment. Our word today is coincidence. We're going to be discussing the role of coincidence in our lives. Now, the definition is a remarkable concurrence of events or circumstances without apparent casual connection. I want to present to you that there is no coincidence. One of the things that we have discussed frequently and recently is the role of our intuition, that still small voice within us that is there to lead, guide, and direct us. And many times I believe that the role of coincidence is to get you in the position of, number one, paying attention to those concurrent events that you thought were not connected and connecting them with what you have felt, heard, or sensed within. There's a scripture that says that as many are led by the Spirit of God, are they the sons of God. What that means is listening to the still small voice within you to lead, guide, order, and direct your steps is one of those evidences that you are indeed being led by God. Now, we've talked also in other episodes about the fact that if you're hearing something that's telling you to steal from somebody or kill or harm somebody, that is not God, because we do understand that God is love. So when you are looking at things, synchronicity, where you're seeing numbers or you're seeing things that keep repeating, or you're coming across just an unusual number of coincidences. I was thinking about you and then the phone rang, or I thought about how beautiful this is and then I saw it, or I was thinking about birds and I looked outside of my window thinking about hummingbirds, and there's a hummingbird sitting here at my window. Those are not coincidences. I believe that they are the divine, the creator, God, source, the universe, pointing you back within to listen to what is taking place within you, because it is seeking to lead and guide you. I've said this also on many occasions, that we tend to give over control of our lives to someone who says to us that they know what's best. There's an entire group of people that we have seen recently that have relinquished their better knowledge and sense to someone that they already know does not tell them the truth. And they've signed up to go along with an untruth. We talked about how we have to be willing to have a boundary between ourselves and others. And the older we get and the more that we grow, we should be at a point where we're not looking for all of our direction outside of ourselves. Now, I don't know about you, but I have some very close friends. And there are a number of things that I run past my friends. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? Does this seem like it's a sound decision? Am I exaggerating? Should I, not do this? So there are those that I definitely go to ask them to give me their input. But I don't ask for their input before I look within to determine whether or not I am hearing that inner guidance from within telling me this is the way, walk ye in it. Now, there's also a number of scriptures that say, you're at a place, we reach a place in life where we should be maturing. where we should be able to make some decisions for our lives that are appropriate for our lives, not somebody else's, but our lives. And in that, we should reach a place of maturity so that we have, number one, really examined that thought, that desire, that thing that you want to do, and that we have lined it up with who we know Source, God, the universe, the creator is. Again, if you are experiencing a thought that tells you to hate others, to be afraid of them, that they're less than you, that you are greater than them, that your thoughts and concepts are better and that makes you better, then it doesn't matter which side you fall on. You need to examine that. You need to realize that we all do the best that we can with the information that we have. And when we get new information, that new information goes into the decision process that causes us to come up with new ideas, new concepts, and hopefully a new perspective on life. But as we said, what is the role of coincidence? I believe the role of coincidence is to cause us to look deeply within and to say, I know that it's not just me. I know that I just thought of this, and now here it is. It is in a form that I wasn't looking for, minded my own business, and yet here it is. And that would be one of those lessons learned that would cause us to go back and to look within and to begin to add value to the inner voice that is seeking to lead, guide, order, and direct your path. We must begin to take responsibility for our lives. We cannot always put the blame on someone else for what we do or don't do, for where we are or where we are not. I've said to you before that sometimes we stay longer than where we need to be because we're trying to prove someone else wrong, or we're trying to have our own way, that we've known for a long time that this is not where I need to be. And yet I've stayed, maybe out of convenience, maybe out of familiarity, but sometimes we have to really look deeply within and determine whether or not this is a coincidence, or is this the leading, guiding, ordering, and directing of my steps of Source, Creator, God, the universe. Is God trying to tell me something? And once you sit quietly, you still yourself, you listen intently, and then you move towards peace. Peace and inner peace is one of those things that's able to determine the tie, to say it fell on this side or it fell on the other side. Always, if you can, make it a point to err on the side of peace. It's always better to say, I'm trying to do this in a peaceful way, as opposed to, I'm determined to be a bull in the china cabinet and make my own way and make this come true, whether I really know in my heart of hearts that this is not where I should be. I feel as though there are a number of people who are right now living lives that have been determined by someone else who is innately very much not like them. I believe this happens in the case of people who have bought into areas of supremacy. It's not like you. It's not who you've ever been. But you listen to someone who spoke to you and maybe played into your fears, and because of that, you've adopted a thought pattern and a philosophy that is absolutely not you. And everything around you is telling you, get away, this is not where you want to be. And you keep having these things, maybe even this podcast, that you would look back and say, that's a coincidence. I don't know why. I was listening to podcast and I got to Dr. Anita. I decided to listen to her. And what she brought up was the role of coincidence. I was just thinking about this. I was just in the process of evaluating this. And then you come to the place of realizing maybe it is not a coincidence. Maybe it is Source, Creator, God, the universe, attempting to change the path that you're on and move you in another direction. I also truly believe that some of the role of coincidence is to allow us to miss some of the pitfalls in life, some of the things that would trip us up and cause us to miss or to take longer to reach our destination, that which Source, Creator, God, the universe had determined that is what you need to do. And so as we're looking at our lives and we're looking at coincidence, and we're able to maybe connect some dots with coincidence of saying, at one point I believed this and then I changed, and then out of the blue, something opened up for me and now I'm doing this. I don't believe that that is a coincidence. I believe that those things have been placed in your heart, in your mind, and in your path in order to order and direct your path. I would like for you to challenge yourself in this next coming week of seeing how many things that just seem to be a coincidence that occurs in your life. How many things that you would not have initially thought was God, but maybe just you, and begin to see if there is not a connection between that still small voice deep within you and what you're seeing on the outside of you. Whether it's a song that you hear, a person that you thought about that has now connected or reconnected to you, a book that you were thinking about and then someone refers or makes a reference to that book, or even a belief system that you once had. It's time to begin to evaluate the role of coincidence and be able to determine, is this really a coincidence, or is this God attempting to get my attention in order to draw me back into that which is within, to lead, guide, order, and direct my steps. This is Dr. Anita. This has been another Diamond Moment. I hope that you will continue following, that you'll continue listening, and that you will tell someone. If you want additional information, go to my website, www.DrAnitaMc.com. Join me on Wisdom as well as FanBase. And do this one thing always. Always invest in yourself, because of becoming is a process, and that process has stages.